Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for May 16th of 2025 is titled Messier 101. So what do we see here? Well, here we see another of the Messier objects, and those were cataloged by Charles Messier back in the 1700s, looking for objects that did not look like comets, or that were not comets, in through a small telescope. So cometary searches were very common there, and if you saw something a little fuzzy through a small telescope, you might watch it and see if it was moving and if it was indeed a comet. So Charles Messier went through and cataloged a little over 100 of these objects that were not comets that were known. And we now know many of these objects are galaxies, such as the one we see today. Others are nebulae or even star clusters. So you have a variety of types of objects there, but all things that would not have looked just like individual stars through a small telescope. Now here, this image is put together by about over 50 images taken by the Hubble Space Telescope over the last 3 decades. And putting all that together to really get a detailed observation of this, and that includes more from various ground-based telescopes as well. Now, this is a very large spiral galaxy, larger than our own Milky Way. Our galaxy, about 100,000 light years across or so. This one, 170,000, so not quite twice as big as our own Milky Way. Here we're looking at it face on. We're looking almost straight down on the top, and therefore we can see lots of the structure in the spiral arms. And we can see how the spiral arms wind up right into the center. But as we get farther away from the center, we notice a change in the colors. So you can note that it looks a little yellower as we get close to the center, yet as we get farther away, we start to see those spiral arms look very blue. And those blue star clusters are relatively recently formed. And we can tell that simply because those stars, we know about those types of stars, and they only live a few million years. So if something only lives, say, 2 million years, and we see it, it must have formed within the last 2 million years. Otherwise, it would have already been gone. So the fact that we see so many of those means that there has been a lot of ongoing star formation within this galaxy. And in fact, we can see some very bright clusters, especially going toward the left-hand side. We can see some very large star-forming regions present there. Now, also within that, we can see the dark dust lanes. That is dark, dusty material, also signifying star formation, but at a slightly earlier stage. Here, we have not yet begun to quite form those stars, and material is just starting to condense, and stars will be beginning to form here. And could we come back in millions of years, we would see this change. We would see that many of those blue stars are gone, but that new stars have formed from the dusty areas. So the star-forming process is ongoing and will continue throughout the galaxy for billions of years until eventually all of that dust and gas are used up. So that was our picture of the day for May 16th of 2025. It was titled Messier 101. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be the Martian landscape. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.